The first step is to determine where to locate the anchor plate in the rough opening. To determine where to locate the anchor plate height and depth on the vertical of the rough opening, see the installation instructions packet for specific details. This will vary due to the steel mull thickness being utilized and the overall size of the units being mulled. To determine where to locate the anchor plate width and depth on the horizontal of the rough opening, see the installation instructions packet for specific details. This will vary due to the steel mull thickness being utilized and the overall size of the units being mulled together. Insert one of the 1/4 inch thick steel pins in the countersunk holes in the bottom of the anchor plate so the pin sticks through the top of the anchor plate. Place the center of the anchor plate on the marks made in the previous steps. Fasten the anchor plate to the rough opening with 3 12x1 and 3/4 inch flathead wood screws in the slot of the anchor plate. The slot should be toward the bottom of the rough opening. Do not fully tighten these 3 screws as the plate location may need to be slightly adjusted. At this time, remove interior stops from all the units. Install the bottom of the unit or mulled assembly into the rough opening according to the installation instructions attached to the unit. Place the steel stiffener on the top of the frame so it is flush with the edges of the side jambs of the unit. The slot in the steel should fit over the pin. The pin should be flush with the steel. The countersunk holes in the steel mull stiffener should be visible if the steel is placed correctly. When the steel is properly located, attach the steel to the frame using the screw size specified in the instructions in the countersunk holes only. Finish fastening the anchor plate with the remaining 12x1 and 3/4 inch screws in the 3 remaining holes. With the steel stiffener attached to the unit and the anchor plates secured to the rough opening, use a 5 32nd inch drill bit to drill through the head jamb that the steel is attached to. Use the remaining non-countersunk holes in the steel as a guide. This is where it is important to have the interior stops removed. Measure and install the top anchor plate following the same previous procedure. Install the top unit or mulled assembly into the rough opening according to the installation instructions attached to the unit. Make sure that the top unit is lined up perfectly with the first unit and that the pin sticking through the anchor plate goes into the slot of the steel stiffener. Then clamp the units together. While the units are clamped together, drive the screw size specified in the instructions back through the holes in the head jamb, through the holes in the steel, and into the sill of the top unit. Place the steel mull stiffener on the side jamb, keeping the countersunk holes visible on the unit. To do this, reference the installation instructions for proper placement. Secure the steel to the side jamb using the screws specified in the instructions in the countersunk holes only. Using the steel as a template, drill through the remaining holes of the assembly using a 5 32nd drill bit. Finish fastening the head and sill anchor plates with the remaining 12x1 and 3/4 inch screws in the 3 holes remaining. Place the remaining anchor plate on the vertical of the rough opening using the installation instructions packet for specific height and depth details. Using the holes previously drilled, drive the screw size specified in the instructions back through the side jambs, steel, and into the opposite jamb. Insert the connecting pin through the vertical steel plate with a hammer. Place the horizontal steel plate so the pin fits into the slot in the steel and is flush with the plate. sure to reattach the stops and replace the sash. For in-field assembly, full installation instructions including sealant application procedures and safety precautions must be followed. Each steel Mull plate must have sealant applied to both sides of the plate, from top to bottom and side to side.